Hello everyone and welcome to I Open TCGs, the channel where I normally open TCGs, but recently me and my fat fingers here have been talking to you about Star Wars Unlimited problems. Now you've seen the title of this video. I will talk about my opinions on how bad it is that FFG is selling Star Wars directly on Amazon and Walmart. I do hope you listen to the whole video so that you can fully understand where I'm coming from. I do think this video will be cut quite a lot because I am a ranter and I don't have a script in front of me. So I hope you understand that. Now, if you don't know, on Prime Day, FFG put up a bunch of boxes on Amazon.com for people to buy. And this comes weeks after Asmodee cutting a lot of stores' allocations to 10, 20, 30% of their order. Now, as a little background, I'm not a store. I have talked to store owners. I work with a store owner for my Whatnot stream, but I personally am not a store owner. And I do hope that there are a lot of people in the comments that are store owners that can offer their own perspectives on this, okay? But I do want everybody to understand that I am not a store. So I could be saying some wrong stuff. This is just what I've heard and understood for my years doing this. Whenever there's a hot game, and by gosh, Star Wars Unlimited Set 1 was a hot game, obviously a lot of other stores are going to want to order that. Now why? Well, selling trading card games is hard because the margins are very, very, very small. And the margin for error is also very, very, very large. So for example, a set can easily do badly. It could be a Magic set, Pokemon set, Yu-Gi-Oh set, Star Wars set. It doesn't matter what set it is, but a set can easily do very badly. And then the demand's going to go down. And what was a 10% profit margin has now either become zero or negative very, very, very quickly. Okay. So stores do not make much money on boxes generally, right? So when there's a hot game and the box prices are rising and you can actually make a decent amount of money, everybody wants in on that game, whether they're in it for the right reasons or not, right? People want to make money. Now, this has been conflated from the general audience of try-hard scalpers versus good guy stores, okay? And you have to understand, like in all of life, there is a giant spectrum between those, okay? Yes, there are scumbag stores. Yes, there are really, really, really nice LGSs that will sell it to locals for 90 bucks and make almost no money, right? But there's a lot of people in between that, all right? And not all of them are bad. I would say most of them are not bad, okay? It is the system that they were placed in. And when a new set comes out and you order X amount because you want to make some money, you have locals that you want to give, you want to sell to, and Asmodee says, no, 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 you only get 10 or 20 or 30% of your order, that sucks. Okay? It is not the store being greedy that they wish they had more product to sell. It's how stores make money. They need product to sell, and then in turn, what do? They promote the game. They provide a space for the game to be played. There is a symbiotic relationship between LGSs and the publishers of card games, okay? In theory, all right? There should be a symbiotic relationship, but obviously in real life, it is much more, it's not 50-50, right? It's like 90-10, okay? Now, why is this a problem? Why am I talking about this? Well, because when Amazon cuts your store 20%, 30%, okay, and then suddenly starts selling directly on Amazon, what does that tell you from a store perspective? All right, that is a giant flaming fuck you. There's just no other way to say that, okay? When somebody sells directly without providing adequate supply to the stores, that is a fuck you, okay? Now, when it happened in Magic the Gathering, that was a fuck you, all right? Now, I looked up to see if there were any other games being sold directly from the manufacturer. I saw Lorcana being sold. Now, I don't know Lorcana super well, but what I do know is that right now, Lorcana's supply for their recent sets are really, really good. Very easy to find. Lots of stores get a lot of boxes. All right, so that's a Very different situation where, yes, you can buy Lorcana directly online, but you could also find it pretty much everywhere, right? Very, very different situation for Star Wars where, depending on your region, it can be very, very hard to find a box of Star Wars at your stores because they don't have any, they sold too many, or they sold all their stock. But hey, look over there, it's on Amazon, and hey, guess who makes all that money? Oh, the publisher of the game. Now, I know what you're thinking. They made the game. Shouldn't they make the most money? And yes, they already do make the most money. But like I said earlier, there should be a symbiotic relationship between the local game store and publishers of card games, right? It should be hey, we're helping you grow this game and grow this community, and also, hey, you also help us sell your product, or you also give us products so that we can sell and make actual money. Now, there's a lot of thoughts in my head. It might seem jumbled, and I do apologize. But what is absolutely crazy to me, absolutely crazy, is that the Star Wars community as a whole does not seem to care. Okay? There is so much, I will call it nicely, just naivete. They just don't understand the space. They don't understand what's going on. A lot of consumers are thinking as consumers, right? They're saying, well, hey, TCG price was $150. Why the fuck would I not just buy it on Amazon for $120? Like, that's good for me. And you're right. It is good for you in this moment in time, this short-sighted moment in time. But what's not good, it's not good for stores. And these are the stores that exist. People work there. Their livelihoods are in there. A lot of good stores, again, in that spectrum, a lot of the good stores have put in a lot of work and effort and time and energy into promoting this game. They should also have some benefit. Not all the benefit, but they should also have some benefit, right? So as a consumer, all right, I hope you understand that, yes, you can get boxes now on Amazon for $120. Great, awesome, good for you. But it is bad for the long term of this game, because if it pisses off enough stores, a lot more stores are not going to run this game and want to be part of this game. And why is that bad? Well, that's bad because Amazon is not the one getting new players to try out a game, right? To get new players, I mean, yes, if they ran, I don't know, fucking Super Bowl advertisement and directed them to the Amazon shop, maybe so. Maybe the people will get into the game, right? But it is the local game stores, the communities, that's where a lot of that natural marketing happens. And that's why they're so important, right? So when a bunch of stores start giving up, a bunch of new players are no longer going to be coming into the game. Right? I can't tell you how many times a new person gets into a game because they saw some people playing it at the local game store and is like, yo, that looks sick. Oh, here's a sick card. Oh, that's kind of sick. Or maybe they watched a video about some cool, sick, awesome thing, and then they go to the store and they buy a box, right? Well, what happens when it's like, well, we don't carry that box anymore. You got to go to Amazon to buy it. It's like, all I'm saying is long term, it is not good when stores lose confidence in your product. All right. I'm someone who comes from the Flesh and Blood world, but I've also seen this in Sorcery. I've also seen this in One Piece to a certain effect. Although I will talk about One Piece in a second. It's that when you can't find boosters in the store, you do not really get new players. And I know there's going to be someone in the comments that says, well, I went to my event and there were like 20 new players. It was the best of all times. And I'm like, that's great. That's great. But your experience is not everybody's experience. It is not the experience. I know I hate to have to say this in 2024, but I have to, which is your experience is not the experience. And that goes for fucking everything in life. Okay. For me, what do I look at? I look at TCG Player because that is a snapshot of more than just my experience. All right. It's not everything, but it is a snapshot of more. And you can look at the set one singles prices. You can look at the set two singles prices. The market is flooded, absolutely flooded right now. Even set one singles are flooded. And this is a set where the boxes sold out 3 or 4 months ago, right? That should tell you that new players are not coming into this game, and that is a problem. That is not good for a TCG where that happens, okay? Because there are people like me that are like, I love set 1, I'm going to buy set 2. And maybe I'll buy set 3, and then a little less of 4, and a little less of 5, a little less of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is what happens. And without new players to come in, oopsie poops, now all your cards, whether you care about that or not, are going to be worth less and less and less because there's no new demand. The card game itself is going to be less and less in demand. And I'm telling you right now, Asmodee is not a company, whether you want to believe them or not, they are not a company that is just going to make a game from the bottom of their heart because they want to make a good card game. All right. I think there are games like Sorcery and Flesh and Blood that might soldier on if their game isn't doing as good as they hope for because they have blood and sweat and tears into that stuff. Asmodee is not that company, okay? FFG selling direct on Amazon is bad. And I hope this has educated you a little bit on why that's bad. And it is absolutely insane to me. Insane that the general consensus, especially when a lot of the community is directly from Magic, that it is not anger. Okay, it is not anger on behalf of store owners. It is not anger on behalf of the future of this game. It is not anger based off of clear patterns that we've seen from other games. All right. Now that brings me to One Piece. Okay, I think a lot of people expected the One Piece thing to happen, which is One Piece went crazy years ago. They couldn't print enough boxes to keep in stock. Everything sold out within seconds, and demand kept actually going up and up and up and up and up, and it was insane. All right. I really thought I think a lot of people thought that would happen to Star Wars. And here we are in set 2, and that is not the case. Absolutely not the case. One Piece is in a different spot now. The company Bandai has actually reprinted to where most of the sets now are MSRP and where they should be at, which is great. But that kind of fervent demand is just not happening in Star Wars. And the reason I mention that is because I hear a lot of people that still, again, the rose-tinted glasses, all right? They still have this feeling that, oh, they made 10, they're already 10 sets ahead. They're great, but blah, blah. I don't know. What I want to say is this. All right. I don't know where this is going to go in the video, but I think Star Wars content creators are deathly afraid of pissing off Asmodee. I think the community is deathly afraid to face reality sometimes. And I think a lot of the community is just head stuck in the sand. Who cares? Now, I could be totally wrong. I could be absolutely totally wrong, and I want people to at me in this at this video a year from now and say maybe Asmodee did everything correctly. That's fine. I'm okay with being wrong. You know what? I was wrong. One of my videos was about, is Star Wars Set 1 going to be in a good place since boxes all sold out? All right. And I did not foresee, I actually thought it would be more like One Piece. I was one of those people that really thought that singles were going to dry up. It was going to be impossible for new players to get into the game because the reprint is going to be all the way in November or whatever it is. And it turns out I was literally the exact opposite, which was actually there just wasn't new players interested at all. So singles just kept going down. I don't know whether reality is better or what I thought was better, but I was wrong. And I can freely admit that I was wrong. All right. So in conclusion, Amazon selling is bad for the game. It's bad for stores. Please, if you are a store owner, I really, 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 really want to hear your perspective in the comments. I know you probably can't maybe use a different YouTube account from your real one. I don't know. Because I know there's people really worried about pissing Asmodee off. But please let me know if I'm totally right, totally wrong. I look forward to hearing you. I just wanted to be a voice, right? I just wanted to be a voice to point out that this is a bad thing. because it seems like that's a hard thing for a lot of creators to do. And I'm not a content creator. I don't make content. I just DJ box openings. So I'm not saying I'm a content creator because I'm not. I'm literally a dude. This is take 90, like number 22. And it's just my fat hand. Okay. All right. I hope this video made sense in the edit, but I'll see y'all in the next one. Hopefully it will be back to box openings. All right. Bye.